And exhale, look down. Once again, inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Come to the center and let's look from side to side. And once again, come to the center and ear to shoulder. Good. Now stop the practice. Interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and slightly back. Release the arms. Place the right hand on the left knee and twist back. Stay there. And then come back to the center. And interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up. And then release the arms. Left hand on right knee and twist back. Good. And then come back to the center and place your hands on the floor and start to walk forward. Extend the back, lengthen your spine. Make sure both sides of your spine are lengthened the same amount. So both hands really reaching forward in an equal manner. And then walk your hands back. Place both hands on either side of the right knee and then walk forward. And slowly walk back. And both hands on either side of the left knee and walk forward. And walk back. Now place your hand flat on the floor next to you. Reach out with the other hand. And come back. And the same thing on the other side. And come back. Now extend both legs wide apart. Upavishta. Yes, push the heels out. Roll the thighs in. And then place your hands on the floor and walk forward. And slowly walk your hands back. Place both hands on either side of the right knee and then walk forward. Walk your hands back and both hands on either side of the left knee and then walk forward. And walk back. Now bend your left leg at the knee. Take the left hand up and out to the side. And come back. Now right hand on left knee and twist back. Good. And then come back to the center. Now left leg out, right leg in. Right hand up and out to the side. And come back. Now left hand on the right knee and twist back. Good. Come back. Now come on all fours. Hands on the floor, knees on the floor. And let's start with the tiger breathing. So you're going to inhale, push your belly button to the floor, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Once again, inhale, look up. And exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Come back to your base position, start your wrist stretches. So you're going to turn the hands around until they face you, and then turn them back. Again, same thing. Turn the hands around until they face you, and then turn them back. And now stop with both hands facing you. Start to rock back and forth. And side to side. Good. Stop the practice. Bring your hands back to their original positions. Place your toes on the floor. Lift your knees up and push your tailbone back. Keep the knees bent. Focus on expanding the spine. So widen the spine. Work on rolling the shoulder blades away from each other. Now slowly start to straighten one leg, then the other leg. And you're gently walking in place. And then straighten both legs. Roll the thighs in. Good. Now inhale, bring the right leg forward on the outside of the right hand. Place the left knee on the floor. Push the hips down and look over your right shoulder at your left knee, left ankle. Good. Now go back into your downward dog. And bring the left leg forward on the outside of the left hand. Right knee on the floor. Push the hips down. Look over your left shoulder at your right ankle. Good. And then come back to the center. Take the left leg back. Lift the heels up and push the tailbone further back. So this is a good way to straighten the spine, to create space between the vertebrae. So really push that tailbone up. Feel that stretch on the hamstrings also, because when you push the tailbone up, then the hamstrings also get pulled along with it. Good. Inhale, bring the right leg forward in between both hands. Place the left knee on the floor. Yeah, and push your hips down and then rock from side to side. Yeah. Now push that heel into the floor as you extend the leg back. And then you're going to come forward and go back. And come forward again. And go back. And again, come forward. Now, right leg back, left leg forward. Right knee on the floor, push the hips down, and rock from side to side. Now, push that heel into the floor and extend the leg back. And come forward. And extend back. And come forward again. And extend back. Good. And then come forward and bring the other leg forward. And just hang here. Top of the head facing the floor. Arms are dangling forward. And now slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll yourself up to a standing position. Good. All right, come back to your base position. And we'll start with the Surya Namaskars. First, we'll do the simple Surya Namaskars. Hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parsvakonasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parsvakonasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parsvakonasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Good. Now Surya Namaskar B. So come to the front of your mat, hands in the Namaskar Mudra, and let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend forward, straighten the legs, look forward, and jump back. Jump or walk back into your Chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, push yourself up into your upward facing dog, then downward facing dog. Stay here. Breathe. Extend the arms, extend the back. Push the tailbone up. Don't worry about pushing the heels down. Worry about lengthening the spine. Now inhale, take the right leg forward, take the hands up. Warrior one. Sink down. Exhale, take your hands down. Right leg back, come into Chaturanga, push yourself up, go back into your downward dog. And again, work on lengthening the spine. Get a feeling of openness on your chest, on your back, in your stomach. Now, left leg forward. Left leg forward. Warrior pose. Come up, hands up. Good. Hands down. Take the leg back. Once again, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay here. Press the hands into the floor. Feel that lengthening of the spine that happens. When you press the hands into the floor, then you're able to open the chest up also. Draw the shoulder blades away. Don't worry again about pushing the hips down. Sometimes that bends the lower back. Now look forward and either step or jump forward into your Uttanasana. Now inhale, Utkatasana, hands up and come down. Good, another one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend forward, straighten your legs, look forward, jump or step back into Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Again, stay here. Push the hands into the floor as you push the tailbone away with the hands. Now, inhale, take the right leg forward, warrior one. Allow the hips to stretch, sink down so that you use that full range of motion of the hip. Now, hands down, right leg back, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay here. Breathe. Keep exhaling. Don't hold your breath. Now left leg forward, hands up. Hands down, leg back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay here. Push the tailbone up, lengthen the spine. Worry about your spine, not so much about getting the legs straight. Now look forward, step or jump forward into your Uttanasana. Now hands up, Utkatasana. Inhale and come back. Third one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend forward, place your hands on the floor, straighten the legs, look forward and jump or step back into Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay. This is the third Surya Namaskar B. So now you'll have a sense of circulation happening, openness of the shoulders, strength in the arms. Inhale, right leg forward, warrior one. Hands down, leg back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay, breathe. Now left leg forward, hands up. Hands down, leg back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay. Plant the hands firmly down into the floor. Roll the thighs in. Good. Now look forward, step or jump forward into your Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, hands up and down. Good. 2 more of these. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend forward, place your fingertips on the floor, straighten the legs, look forward, step or jump back into your Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay here. Stay. Now inhale, right leg forward, warrior 1. Hands down, chaturanga. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay there. Inhale, left leg forward, hands up. Hands down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stay there. Work on tightening the elbows, widening the shoulders. Now look forward and jump or step forward into your Uttanasana. Now hands up, Utkatasana. Good. Hands up and hands down. Last one. Hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utkatasana. Exhale, bend down, hands on the floor, straighten your legs, look forward and jump or step back into Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay there. Yeah, really push the hamstrings back now. Now your back is straight. You focus on lengthening the back. Now focus on your hamstrings, on your thighs. Good. Right leg forward. Hands up, warrior 1. Hands down. Legs back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay. Now left leg forward, hands up. Square the hips, hands up. Hands down, leg back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stay. Breathe. Push the tailbone up. Lift the heels up also. When you lift the heels up, you're able to extend better. Now look forward and jump or step forward into Uttanasana. Now bend your knees and Utkatasana. Hands up, hands down. Good. Go into your child's pose. Relax. Relax. Have a sip of water. And then finally relax. Good. Come up. Now, those of you who have a bolster, grab your bolsters. Those of you who have blocks, go ahead and grab a block. 2 2 blocks and one bolster. Good. Now, stand in front of the bolster with your feet about hip width distance apart. Actually, let's start with feet on the outer edges of your mat. So like the outer edges of your feet are aligned to the outer edges of your mat. And then you bend forward and place your hands either on the bolster or on your blocks. But remember that the shoulders have to be right under your wrists. The shoulders have to be right under the wrists. Usually the tendency is to get the hands close to the feet or hands away from the feet. But right now we're trying to get the body weight equally distributed on the hands and on your feet. So back has to be straight. Look forward. Try to bend the thoracic spine forward. Look forward. Stay there. Push the hands down into your bolster or down into your blocks. If you can, go ahead and remove the bolster or the blocks and place your hands flat on the floor. If you're able to do that, the hands should be flat on the floor, knees have to be straight. Only then you should do this. And you should be able to keep the back straight also. Good. And again, bring your bolster back. If you had removed it, bring the bolster and the blocks back. Now, bring your feet together in another variation of Uttanasana with feet together. Bring the right leg forward, like right in between the blocks or right under the bolster. And take the left leg back for Parsvakonasana. Yeah, so now there is no excuse to bend the leg. Neither one of your legs should be bent. The back heel can be up, but the front knee has to be straight. And look forward. Press your hands into your prop and look forward. Push the right hip back. Roll the right thigh in. These are opposite movements. When you push the right hip back, the leg tilts out, but you want to keep the leg rolled in as your hip goes out. Good. Switch legs. Bring the left leg forward, right leg back. Roll the thighs in. Straighten the leg. This might be a lot more stiff than the other leg, so give it some time. Push that hip back, roll the thighs in. Keep the back straight. And repeat. Right leg forward, left leg back. Push the bolster down. Those of you using a bolster, because the bolster is soft, it helps in going a little bit further down. So there's no limitation to how far down you can go. So sometimes using a bolster is nice. So push that hip back, push the hands down, roll that right thigh in and stay. Breathe. Good. Now bring the left leg forward, right leg back. Keep your awareness in the body. If you feel that you're not able to feel a stretch, you have to see, are you like doing the movement with awareness? So push the hands down because it's possible to do every single movement with no awareness and therefore you don't feel the impact of that movement. So here also push that left hip back. Remember, the longer you stay in a posture, the more the muscles open up. Roll the left thigh in. Good. Come back and come into your Uttanasana again. So legs distance of the mat apart. Push your hands into the bolster or the blocks, whatever you have, and stay there. Look forward, particularly if you have a very stiff spine, try to look forward. And if you find looking forward very difficult, you can even place your fingertips on the bolster or on the blocks, like gain more height and then look forward. Roll the shoulders back, look forward. Okay, come up. Stand up. Okay, interlock your fingers together. Feet together, interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up. Yeah, roll the thighs in. Okay, and then you're rolling the thighs in and push the hips forward as you extend the arms back. Lengthen back. Long spine, long rib cage. Open the chest. Stay. Okay, release. And we're going to do that once again. Again, interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and slightly back. Push the hips forward first. Push the hips forward and then extend the spine back. And I'm saying extend, not bend. So there should be no sharp curve on the spine, like no sharp bend on the spine. Awareness should be there on the groin. The groin is tight. It's pushing the hips forward. It's keeping the thighs tight. Good. And come back. Come back. Go into your go into your downward dog. Remove the bolster, remove the blocks, go into your downward dog. Stay. Monica, bring your chest closer to the knees now. Yeah, because your back is bending too much. You have to really bring those shoulders. Yeah, you have to bring the chest forward. Nidhi, you also? Yeah, knees on the floor. Everybody rest. Child's pose. Okay, go ahead and come up. Place your bolster or your block behind your right foot. We're going to go into Trikonasana. So take the legs wide apart. You can use either your blocks or your bolster. If you have both, then use the bolster, not the block. Yeah. Now, turn the right foot out. We're going to start with the right side. Right foot out. Take a wide stance. Wider than you usually do. Take a wide stance. Okay. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Now, extend out and bend only from the hip and place your hand on the bolster or the block, other hand on the waist. And stay there. Roll the thigh in. Stay. The movement is not coming from the chest. It's not like I'm bringing my chest down. The movement comes from the core, from your hip, from your abdomen. So if you feel that there is there's a limitation that your chest or your upper body is giving for this Trikonasana, you have to learn to bend a little bit more in all ways. Awareness on your left foot. Are all four sides of the left foot pushed into the floor? How strong is the left foot on the floor? Now lift the left hand up also. Now the entire body is in a bunch of straight lines. Good. And come up, hands down. Good. Right leg in, left leg out. Take that bolster behind the left leg. Good. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. And again, reach out, reach out. Place your fingertips on either the bolster or your blocks. Other hand on the waist. And stay there. Open the chest. Push the hip forward. Don't let the chest control the hips. Okay, so don't let the chest be a limiting factor for how much you can bring the hips forward. Stay there. See how gradually the muscles relax and you're able to come further down. Maybe you can even place, like push the bolster more down, press it with a little bit more force, and then take the right hand up. Now awareness on your right foot. Is the right foot flat on the floor? The inner edge and the outer edge equally pushed down into the floor. That's very important. Good. Come up and hands down. Good. Walk the legs in. Now bring the bolster or the block on the front, like in the front edge of the mat, because we're going to do Parivrita Trikonasana, revolved Trikonasana. So take your legs wide apart and the foot, the right foot is behind your bolster, not in front of it. Yeah, it'll be behind, the foot is behind the bolster. Good. Now hands on the waist. Now turn to your right side. Right foot is turned out and you want to turn the left foot in so that you are facing forward. Good. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Out to the sides, yes. And then take the left hand and place it on top of that bolster. Right hand on the waist and look towards the right side. Keep pushing the right hip back. Like you were doing in Parsvakonasana. Keep pushing the right hip back. If you find you're not able to straighten the leg, you will have to increase the height. Satya, the other hand forward. You're placing your left hand on the bolster. Yeah, because this is revolved Trikonasana. Not the right hand on, yeah, exactly, yes. Left hand on the block. Stay. Stay. Gitanjali, bring your left hip forward. Yeah, yep. Good. Nisha and Smriti, very nice. Very good. Okay, good. Good. Come up. Hands down. Switch to this bolster to the other side. So left leg is out this time, right leg is like facing forward initially. Yeah. Now, turn. Oh. Baby, you're starting. I'm turning on my hotspot. It's okay. I've turned it on already. Okay, sorry, my power went off. Let's continue on the other side. Okay. Okay, come up and hands down. Okay, now we're going to do warrior posture. So now you can remove your bolster and extend the legs wide apart. So more than you've done for Trikonasana, a lot more than you've done for Trikonasana. Now, turn the right foot out. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Bend the right leg and sink down. The knee has to be right on top of your ankle. Push the hips forward. Push that knee back. Arms up. Hold it. Back knee tight. Back thigh tight. Hold. Good. Come up. Hands down. Right leg in. Left leg out. Make sure the hips are squared here. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Bend your left leg and sink down. Sink down. Keep pushing the knee back. Raji, open up the chest more. Push your left shoulder back. Yes. Satya, very good. Nice. Really nice. Good, guys. Good. Good. Come up and hands down. Yeah. Good. Hands down. Also in these postures, I think what a lot of you tend to do is that the awareness keeps going in all different places. So what the most common thing is, I'll do it on the left side. So you're here and you start really well, okay? And then all of a sudden the hands start going down because in a way you're trying to stay elevated, but you're also trying to come down. You're trying to open the chest, so the hands start to come down. So try to have a sense of expansion in the postures, okay? Even when you're holding them for a longer time, you have to have a sense of expansion. The feeling on your chest when you're keeping the hands out straight is very different from how your hands feel, how your chest feels when the hands are down. There is a very, very clear difference, very obvious difference between this and this. So if someone is starting from here and eventually your hands go down, that means you're not being aware of what is happening on the shoulders, what's happening on the upper body. So try to do these postures with a lot of awareness all over your body and not only in the obvious part. Okay? All right, now bring back your bolster or your block, whatever you were using. And now we're going to do Parsvakonasana. So you need the bolster behind your leg, behind your right leg. So take your right leg out. And again, the distance between both feet will be like the distance between in warrior posture. So more than Trikonasana. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Now you're going to bend your knee, the right knee. And then you're going to place your right hand on the floor, on the bolster, and extend the other hand out. And stay there. Stay there. Stay. Bend your knee more. Nidhi, back knee. Tighten that back knee. Good. Come back up. Change the position of your bolster or your block, and we're going to go into your Parsvakonasana on the other side. Yeah. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Bend that left leg, sink down. Don't be in a hurry to go to the final posture. First, for Parsvakonasana, it's always warrior first. You get that right, then you just have to place the hand down on the bolster and then extend the other hand out. Stay, breathe, lengthen this arm. Good. And then come up, hands down, walk the legs in. Shake the legs out. Now go into your downward dog. Go into the downward dog. Stretch more in downward dog now than you've done so far. Tighten those thighs. Okay, everybody, knees on the floor. Child's pose. First go into the child's pose. Now hands on the floor, and now use your hips to lift up, not the hands. Hands are flat on the floor, but start to lift the knees up and then lift the hips up for downward dog. Make it hip intensive, lower body intensive, not arm intensive. Yeah, yes, stay there. Stay there. Keep working the knees. Keep rolling the knees in, lengthening the back of the knees, widen the chest. Knees on the floor, relax. Relax. Child's pose, relax. All right, now come up. Now take your bolster or your block like horizontally on the mat. So if it's a bolster, you can just place the bolster like flat. If it's a block, place a block flat on the floor, right? So what you're going to do is, you're bringing the right leg forward on top of the bolster or the block and extending that knee back. So see, from this knee to that knee, it's a straight line. So you try to make it a straight line. From knee to knee, it's a straight line. So do not do this. Okay? Push that hip forward. Try to come down. And keep pulling that right knee in, because many of you will try to push the hips down, but also then compromise the right knee. So the right knee will start to go to the right side. So what you want to do is you want to really roll that knee in, push the hip forward, and that will ensure that the hips are also squared. Sink down and not forward. Okay, try to see the difference between sinking the hips down and me leaning my body weight forward. Good, okay. Now switch legs. Take the right leg back, left leg forward, and the same thing. Good. Okay, come back. Come back. Now those of you who have blocks, keep them aside. Okay. And now everybody's going to do the pigeon posture. Those of you who have bolsters, do it on top of the bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, just do it on the floor. But do not compromise the hip. The hip has to be squared. So I don't want to lean on one side. Do not lean on one side. You will keep the hip squared. Even if the hip is coming up off of the floor, that's fine. Stay there. Try to open the chest. Okay, switch legs. Gitanjali, that's good. Raji, good. Yeah, Satya, very nice. Reni's doing it well. Ranjita, good. Yeah. Monica, Stuti, good. Nisha, Stuti, good. Yeah, good. They just be focused more on the hip, not on the chest. Relax the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Yes, relax the chest. Focus your awareness on the hip. Roll the right hip forward. Roll it more forward. Good. Now everybody go into your downward dog. Knees on the floor. Child's pose. Relax. All right, come up. Now, take your legs forward. If you have a bolster, go ahead and place your feet on the bolster. If you have a block, go ahead and place the feet on top of the block. Preferably if it's a foam block. Keep the back straight, hold the big toes, and work on elevating the back. So from here, we're not working on coming forward. We're working on straightening the back. So pull the toes into you and lengthen the back. Roll the thighs in. Good. Now from here, come into your Bhatt. So bring your feet together. And you can place your hands either on the bolster or on your block. So you're not coming all the way down. Here also, you're trying to keep the back straight. Yes. Now take the legs wide apart for Konasana. Try to go wider than you did in the beginning of the class. And place your hands on the bolster. And then again, bring your feet on top of the bolster for your Parsvakonasana. Hold the big toes, lift the chest up. Lift the chest, straighten the back. Roll the thighs in. Then again, Bhatt, hands forward. Yeah, stay. And again, Konasana, take the legs wide apart. And come up. And then rest your forehead. Come into your Sukhasana and rest the forehead on your bolster. Arms are going forward.